Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a summary of the Valkyrie Q&A and some thoughts on the ship now that we know a bit more about it. The Valkyrie is flyable in Star Citizen Alpha 3.3. It's available from $330 on the store, but as with all ships, it will be available in-game to purchase at some point, very soon potentially. The Valkyrie's purpose is to carry troops and a vehicle down to a location, drop them off, and provide close support via its weaponry. In fact, it is pretty much laser focused on that and nothing else. The Valkyrie is capable of dropping 20 troops plus a vehicle, as well as providing a good level of weaponry for close air support to those troops. It supports an additional 5 crew for piloting and gunning the ship. It is very much intended as a dropship gunship rather than any form of resupply ship or ship that provides ways of getting loot from one place to another. The Valkyrie is equipped to provide continued support for drop-off and evacuation. The troops on board have a gun rack per seat alongside storage lockers for additional items if the crew are not using them. The combination of troops, FPS weapon racks for up to a size 4 FPS weapon, vehicle deployment, and the ability to provide the close support all makes the Valkyrie a strong candidate for when you need to get in and out planetside, but also very suitable for boarding actions. While the ship is designed for dropping troops in a breathable atmosphere, provided the troops are suitably equipped for EVA and have a helmet on, there is no reason the Valkyrie can't be used for those form of boarding actions and in-space encounters. Though focused on groups, typical gameplay missions for solo or low player counts using a Valkyrie would be hiring NPCs for combat missions and then transporting them to a location, or retrieving groups of abandoned NPCs or players from a different mission that might not have gone to plan, or maybe their craft has been shot down or delayed or something. The ship is designed for transporting people and a vehicle from A to B, so missions will revolve around that concept, varying the location, duration, and danger of the pickups and drop-offs. It does sound like a very robust service beacon system will suit this ship very well in the sort of contracts and sort of uses that it will have in the future. The living quarters are exposed if the ship's rear door is opened though. So the pilot and the troops, they're all behind separate doors and safe. Crew in the main section of the ship or living areas will need to suit up if the ship opens into space or dangerous atmospheres. The ship doesn't have any form of modular rooms or modularity that can be swapped out by the owner. There's no current plans to add that level of modularity to the ship. If they do want to do other versions of the ship, they are likely to be full hull variants rather than any form of module, basically being effectively a new ship. The Valkyrie will not fit in the Idris, Javelin or Polaris, that was confirmed. It can fit in a Bengal though, or on one of the pads on the Kraken, and I do very much expect it will fit on the hangar bay of an Endeavour as well. The Valkyrie can store vehicles, but does not have any form of SCU of actual usable crate cargo space. They are still finalising the in-fiction reasons for the differences between securing cargo versus vehicles. It'll be magnetic wheels or something like that, almost certainly. Officially, the vehicle capacity of the Valkyrie is 1 vehicle, which you will be able to pre-spawn eventually. You'll have to pre-spawn vehicles inside ships that can carry them, and ships in ships that can carry them. But basically, there will only be 1 spawn slot in that ship. However, with the future persistence that they're going to have, you will be able to have it fits, it sits sort of thing, so you will be able to load it up with more vehicles, potentially, so multiple bikes rather than that Tumbrel Cyclone, for example. They are looking at potentially repositioning the standalone manned turrets. These are the turrets that poke out the doors, basically. We're going to see improvements to these and more standalone mannables turrets in the future. There is a window beneath the pilot seat for visibility down under the ship. They know that people want some form of external camera that isn't the third-person view for ships, and they're looking at ways of implementing that so that we could have better landing and belly cams and something like that, but they're working it out at the moment. Nothing's confirmed with that sort of gameplay. So the Q&A basically confirmed the Valkyrie's focus and has caused a few people to be a bit polarised. It's important that ships can't do everything, and that some are more focused on others, and some of them on very specific areas. And I think we can all agree on that. The lack of any cargo for the Valkyrie is going to be an instant turn-off for some. Though, you could have at least one full SCU by having a Tumbril Cyclone, just the standard model, on board, and using its cargo capacity for your ship's cargo capacity, if you see what I mean. It's not ideal, but it's a little tiny workaround. It does have room, the ship, for like looting weapons of enemies, potentially in the future as well. It's got gun racks, it's got little lockers in. What actually makes this ship less appealing for me is its lack of parent ship, sort of like, that it can fit in. So it can't fit in an Idris, Polaris, or Javelin. It's severely limited the ship's range because of that, in my opinion. You will have to deploy it from a Planet, Moon, Truck Stop, Kraken, Endeavour maybe, or a Bengal. It doesn't have the longest range, as it doesn't have beds or facilities for the additional 20 troops, other than chairs to seat them. I have no idea actually how the life support is going to handle that for prolonged periods of time, nor how far the ship can actually reasonably jump before it needs to refuel. In my case, if it could fit in a Javelin, I would actually be really happy, but because it can't, I'll actually probably be melting mine. I'll explain what I'm after. Really, I want a capital ship to ground-based mission ship, so that can literally come off a capital ship, fly down to a mission, drop off some people, get some loot, and come back. And maybe the ship provides support, preferably a small amount of cargo for looting. Yeah, that would be great. And room for a vehicle would be awesome as well. Shorter range, the Valkyrie fits that bill, but not for fitting on like a Javelin or my needs. I'm thinking that I will likely go back to a Cutlass, potentially a Cutlass Blue after we see its rework, but the Cutlass Black and a Dragonfly combo maybe. But if you want to transport a boatload of people, up to 25 people in fact, for a boarding action or mission on the ground, and have a ship to support your troops, the Valkyrie has that laser focus on doing that well. If you want to know even more about the ship, please check out my original ship buyer's guide, links below, has all the vital statistics and a load more information in there. But please tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's smart to not have ships being able to do everything, even if that means that they are incredibly focused and don't have any functionality towards something? So, or do you feel that zero cargo is going too far for this ship? Whatever you think, I'd love to know. If you are considering getting or upgrading your gaming PC for Star Citizen or any other game for that matter, instead consider the Shadow Cloud gaming service. It's a subscription-based service that leverages your internet connection to turn any appropriate device, whether it be an old PC, smartphone, tablet, and more, into a powerful Windows 10 gaming PC. It's been working well in the latest 3.3.0 PTU patch of Star Citizen. I'm going to try and maintain a best practices guide on my website as well. More information is available in the links below, and if you do decide to try it, use the code BoredGamer to get a discount. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the verse.